Can a man have too many hobbies? I don't know the answer to that question, but if it's possible, I'm probably that guy. I'm always making, remaking, or upcycling something. I love to fly drones, stunt kites, and ride a longboard. I collect all manner of old junk, and I like to dirt fish with my metal detector. Some hobbies are dearer to my heart than others. Since I was a kid, one of these has been my coin collection. Early on, I decided that I wasn't going to have the rarest of coins. It wasn't realistic to collect a pile of old gold, and even if it was, what fun would it be to have a collection of coins so valuable that they'd have to stay locked in a bank safe deposit box rather than being displayed for people to see? So I decided instead that I would have the most curious coin collection, coins with a story. Years ago, before I was making videos, I made this display case for my coins out of an antique soda crate. It's hinged on the back side and houses 72 coins under plexiglass. My focus for the collection is primarily in two different areas: counterstamped or otherwise defaced coins, and privately minted Civil War or other hard times tokens. There were periods of great economic turmoil in the early 1800s through the Civil War, times when government minted coinage was scarce and the value of paper money was called into question. This gave rise to all types of privately minted coins that were used as money in circulation. Many were patriotic in theme like these, but by far my favorite were the store cards and advertising tokens. These were issued by all types of merchants, advertising everything from French cognac to dry goods. They give a delightful glimpse back into history. Of those that fit into this category, this Feuchtwanger cent is my favorite. Now, I don't know if I'm saying Feuchtwanger correctly, but this was minted by Louis Feuchtwanger as a pattern coin. Pattern coins were designed as proposals made in hopes that they would be adopted by the government to be struck at the mint as coinage. Feuchtwanger's cent was brought before Congress for approval, but it was denied. Regardless, some of them made it into circulation and were used alongside other hard times tokens in lieu of government-minted coinage during times of scarcity. Counterstamps, chop marks, graffiti marks, I love them all. This is a trade dollar, minted in the States specifically for trade with other nations. One interesting detail about trade dollars is the fact that they contain more silver than your standard Morgan or Peace silver dollar. As with all of my coins, what I love here is the history. The characters that you see stamped into both sides were inflicted on the coin to check how soft the metal was, essentially to verify its silver content. I wish I could read Chinese characters. I'd be curious to know if they would reveal exactly where this coin was used in the Far East. While this coin has technically been defaced, it is worth far more to me with the markings than without. This coin was minted by the Spanish Empire, somewhere between the years 1500 and 1700. It was struck as a 2 maravedis, more contemporarily countermarked as a larger denomination, 3 maravedis. You can see this Roman numeral 3 stamped in the middle. The S beneath indicates that this was done in Seville. Changing the denomination of a currency has always been one of the ways that governments inflate their currency, eventually leading to the collapse of empires. This is not dissimilar to the US dollar that has lost 99% of its value in the last century. The minting of private currency and store cards was banned following the Civil War, but this didn't stop companies both large and small from advertising on pocket change. They simply stamped their logo and sometimes even their address and slogan on coins and sent them back out into circulation. I love my Packard Indian cent. It's the only one that I've ever seen. More commonly, you will see Ford's logo. I have a couple of those. If you missed the Ford stamped $50 early in the video, you should go back. It's special. Here's another household name you'll recognize, Maytag, stamped on a silver dime. One of my hobbies that I forgot to mention earlier is everything firearm related. J. Use was Joseph Use, a gunsmith from Greencastle, Pennsylvania. Here you can see his maker mark on an old percussion gun and a Kentucky long rifle made by Use. Here's another firearms related counterstamp. John Ulrich was a master engraver who hand-etched Winchester's early lever actions. The U.S. Navy needs no introduction. This one was definitely a pocket piece, worn so much that it's hard to tell that it's a large cent. I wonder who the second private first class was who carried this lucky penny into battle with him. Did he die with it in his pocket, or carry it home to his kids? With all the history that these coins carry, we get just a glimpse. I think this one's cool because it's a British coin, yet it bears the name Robert's Die Works, 436 East Water Street, Elmira, New York. Anything marked New York is pretty cool. I have many others, but I don't have time to show or go into detail about them. Love tokens are a fun subsection of defaced coins that have just as much intrigue as others. Often they are one or two sets of initials either carved elegantly or crudely into the back of a coin, given to one's sweetheart to carry in their pocket as a token of love. You've got to wonder about this guy. It says Bachelor. Maybe he got his heart broke for the last time and has sworn off the ladies. Who knows? I believe this one says mother in German. Now this one makes me really curious. It either says heel to bun, or heat to bun, or maybe heel to bum, like a kick in the pants. I will likely never know. It certainly meant something to someone. Bears the date June 20th, 1911. Now look at this. It boggles my mind the skill required to inscribe the Lord's Prayer in its entirety on the back of this Barber Dime. Thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. This British crown, dated 1663, is my oldest piece of silver. I'd like to imagine the number of trips it took across the ocean, including the types of vessels it rode in. In its final trip, it flew to me all the way from Japan. It bears the name J. Nelson scrawled onto its face. Even with how worn it is, it's still a heavy piece of silver. NorFed dollars hold a special place in my heart. They were minted by a man named Bernard von Nothaus. He was convicted in 2005 of counterfeiting and domestic terrorism for minting a gold and silver-backed currency. In my book, the man is a hero. He's to be respected. And how do they say it? Fix the money, fix the world. I don't want to get too political here, but the reason we have something called the military-industrial complex is largely due to the fact that our government has unfettered ability to print paper money. They don't like when gold and silver are used to back paper money. Bad things happen when you try. Just ask Omar Gaddafi. Enough of that. Even though I'm not a smoker, this is a really fun piece. Someone very skillfully turned this silver 1844 5 francs coin into a small cigar cutter. It's razor sharp. I will demonstrate for you on this Nerf dart. Now, please don't smoke Nerf darts. I feel like that might be more harmful than cigars. I'm always looking for counterstamped peace dollars. They are my favorite silver dollars. This is the closest that I've come so far. I'm told that ABM stands for anti-ballistic missile. I'm not sure if this was in support of anti-ballistic missiles or in protest. This dime was given out as a souvenir at the Museum of Atomic Energy after they had made the silver radioactive. This sounds dangerous, but fortunately, it has long since returned to its dormant state. To say that these next two are special to me is an understatement. Since I was a kid, I have dreamed about finding treasure or finding old coins. This half cent from 1834 was found in a wall that I tore down in our kitchen. And even cooler is this 1872 Indian head penny, also found during our kitchen renovation underneath a baseboard. Now, if you know anything about Indian head pennies, 1872 is a key date. And that brings us back to this. What you're looking at is a scale or balance for gold British sovereigns. It was used to check the gold content of both British sovereigns, and half-sovereign coins. It applies 3 different metrics to verify the coin is genuine or counterfeit. What I'm placing on the scale is a 1/2 sovereign brass weight cast by the Royal Mint in 1821. It is set in the weight of a half sovereign. In order to pass as a genuine gold sovereign, it would have to fit in that circle, balance the scale, and also fit through this slot. You see that this weight passes only 2 of the 3 steps. Gold is more dense than brass, and if this was the same weight in gold, it would be thin enough to fit through the slot. This was my first time encountering one of these devices, and while it doesn't fit into my soda crate, I think it's a perfect addition to my collection. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. I love showing my coin collection and explaining everything to people. If you're ever around my house, please ask me to show it to you in person. I would love to do that. Do not forget to smash that like button, and if you haven't already, please subscribe.